Good day. Welcome to our channel, Powerful Couple Journey, where we talk about how did a J1 teacher like me used to have a 212E rule, now a green card holder here in the United States of America. We have a community of people helping each other through the J1 Waiver Helping Hands group and in this YouTube channel, Powerful Couple Journey, where we share to you our do it yourself process on how to do it yourself. Now, I am not an immigration lawyer. This is just based on our own experiences, and the information that we're sharing here are for educational purposes only. If you are seeking for legal advice, go for an immigration lawyer. We highly recommend those that have already had experiences and very high winning cases on their belt. Come to think of it, there are plenty of immigration lawyers thinking that this is just part of a family law. Well, the answer is no. Based on my own experience, we have had a consultation first before we have jumped into the very deep realm of the J1 waiver process. So, know your grounds for waiver, and of course, timing is always necessary on this one. When I started here in the US as a J1 teacher, I have lots of culture shock, and at the same time, I am not really here to find a mate. I'm here to explore, learn, and get out of my comfort zone, which is the Philippines. And I don't see a lot of growth there in the Department of Education, so I am seeking for another way to really hone myself and be able to become more productive and share my ideas as well. So here I am working as a J1 teacher. Fortunately, I have some Filipino friends who was able to give me some perspective, and they told me if I'm single, why not like find somebody that I would really be suited for, like a Christian. I am a believer of the Lord Jesus Christ, so I am so thankful to God that it is my turn to find someone that has the same faith as me. So in the fateful day, thank you, Roboot. Hi, thank you for being here. So in the fateful day of December 27, 2019, I was able to meet an American, which is single, no strings attached, no kids, no divorces. He is really single, and I was able to introduce to that person, and we really talked to each other. We really learned and have exchange of ideas and thoughts as well. And he really interrogate me. See, so it's not easy to really find a person that is your partner. You really have to know each other. Habib Awan. Oh, I originally from the Philippines, now living here in Central Florida, USA. Thank you for giving your comments. I really appreciate you. In this YouTube channel, I'm sharing my ideas and, of course, giving you stories and insights as well from a non immigrant, now a legal permanent resident in the United States of America. So, going back to my story, we really have known each other for quite some time, 1 year of dating, and in December 27, 2020, he proposed to me. So that's when we have our journey. And then 4 months after that, we got married in the church. Habib Awan, lots of love and respect from Pakistan. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your comments and being so respectful at the same time when it comes to giving your wonderful messages here. I really appreciate that. Now, let's go back to my story because I hope you can get a hint as a J1 teacher on how to really deal with the situation. Oh, Robert, yes, thank you for liking the culture that we have. We Filipinos really adhere to learning the culture at the same time adapting really well in order for us to be part of the society and become a good contributor as well. So we are not just there sitting on the side, but we wanted to be part and be able to uh, mingle as well. So that is really the positive things about our culture. And thank you for appreciating that. Each of us is unique, and we are really here to just be ourselves and share ideas. That's the most important thing, right? Habib Awan, thank you so much. And you are so kind too. Thank you for your kind words. As a content creator, which is just starting, I am so happy that you are participating and giving us good connections at the same time here in our group chats. And thank you for the kind words. Those words really help me to get motivated each time I have my live videos. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you for watching this live video. We really appreciate you. And whoever you are or wherever you are in the world, I really appreciate you watching this because we are live and alive here in Florida, USA. Robot, thank you. Thank you for liking our story. We are really encouraging legal process here in the US. So our story hopefully will become part of your story at the same time, learning about the process from being a non-immigrant, now a legal permanent resident here in the U.S., and soon will have a chance to become a naturalized citizen in the United States of America. Robot, you are from Japan. Wow. I've been to Japan once, but just in the airport, in Narita, Japan airport. It is very nice there, and the people are very organized. The moment we landed from Colorado, USA to Narita, Japan, everything is so nice. You don't have to find anywhere else, but just straight to your gate, and they're gonna do a check on your things, of course, and then get in the plane, and then voila, you are there. You are ready to sit down, relax, and wait for your pilot to like go to another destination. So that's what we like about Narita, Japan. And we are really hoping and soon praying at the same time to have that meaningful vacation if time permits, and of course if finances permits, right? Habib Awan, you deserve more. Thank you, and best wishes. And thank you as well. You have had a kind heart by expressing kind words. And whatever you are uttering right now, it's really much appreciated. Thank you so much for being part of our conversation here. I really am giving shout outs to those that are really giving us this wonderful time, and we are really sharing experiences. Now, let's go back to my story. By the fateful day of April 2021, we got married in a church. We had our families and friends, especially those that are Americans, and at the same time, those that are Filipinas. My mom wasn't able to come because she is from the Philippines, and we know we need a visa to come here. So we just had a Zoom meeting, which I believe we have a Skype during the time. And it is a pandemic, right after pandemic. So a lot of people are not really wanting to go on big gatherings. So we chose to have an intimate wedding. With that, we had people in that occasion. We took a lot of photos because it's one way of showing that we have really a genuine love and respect to each other. So we got married in a church. Then we registered our marriage in the clerk of court, and of course, we signed everything that is needed. Then a month after, we found out that I can ask for my husband to file a petition, which is the Form I-130. In my time in 2021, we can do a concurrent filing, which means we can file for the adjustment of status, the work permit, and the Form I-130, which is a petition. But now it's different. In the year 2025, you need to start with the waiver process. Don't get me wrong, I have my waiver process too. I submitted that, but I was really focused on the petition during the time, which is okay in the year 2021. But in the year 2025, it's different. You need to know your timeline. Whether we like it or not, the best time to submit is on your second year as a J1 teacher because you still have a valid visa and a valid DS 2019. You can start in your third year. I did start my third year. However, there are some strict visa sponsors. If they knew that you got married to your US citizen spouse, they might not be able to renew you. So the best time is to do your in your fourth year, especially that you already had your extension with your DS 2019. So second year, third year, fourth year are the good time to do that. If you got married in your first year, don't file right away. They will question you for sure, but it's really up to you if you gather all your evidences and you have settled to thinking, I can do this, we can do this, especially if you think that you can hire a lawyer, prepare $6,000 to $20,000 for the overall fees. When it comes to the waiver, most likely you're going to spend 5,500. I've already seen one J1 teacher who is really willing to show her paperwork. She even showed me her contract with a lawyer, and she wants me to read it because, as a J1 teacher who has had experiences, I already have that vast knowledge to share. I'm not an immigration lawyer, but I can read some fine prints and fine lines, especially that I've already been out from that nerve wracking process. So now I have a clear mind and really straightforward when it comes to telling you whether you can find like a good credentials on your paperwork, or you might need to have more substantial evidentiary support when it comes to your J1 waiver process. Think of this. You are asking for a benefit. So to prove your J1 waiver hardship case to your US citizen spouse, think of two things. One, what would be the hardship if there is separation, which means your US citizen spouse will stay here in the United States of America while you will have to fulfill the 2-year rule in your home country, just like the Philippines. What would be the most devastating part? Is it economic hardship, financial hardship, career hardship, psychological or emotional hardship? That is the hardship you're going to focus. How about in relocation? What will happen if you and your US citizen spouse will go to your home country to fulfill the 2-year rule? Is there a hardship? Is there a hardship on culture shock, language barrier, the healthcare in the home country, just like the Philippines, the distance from the metro, from your small island that you live? How about the housing? How about the expenses you have had in your home country and the expenses that he or she has in the United States of America? Can you survive for 2 years? So those are the things that you have to think. Again, separation and relocation. Those are the main ideas that you're going to have. Now, what are the sub ideas? Sub ideas would be your claim: psychological hardship, emotional hardship, financial hardship, career hardship, economic hardship, language barrier, crime and poverty in your home country. Those are the topmost um, claims of the J1 teachers through J1 Waiver Helping Hands group, and they were able to prove the hardship. Once you prove your hardship claim, then you can start rolling to submitting your adjustment of status and your employment authorization, which means you can start working outside of your J1 visa sponsor. You can now work with the help of your US citizen spouse who petitioned you and at the same time who allowed you to work here in the US through the Form I-130 and the Form I-485 with the Form I-765. All these forms that I'm mentioning to you is in the USCIS.gov. Everything. Now, how about with the waiver? There are two things you have to think, two agencies. One is the Department of State, the DS 3035. You have to submit first the DS 3035 because I heard that they have changes already with the Form I-612, and they're even asking if you filed one agency, which is the Department of State, through the DS 3035. So how much are you going to be paying for your DS 3035? It is worth $120. It is through the travel.state.gov. You must start with statement of reasons. It must be at least 5 to 10 sentences long. Very straightforward, but all the claims are there. No spacing, please. Even though you'll say, how can they read this? Well, they will read it, okay? As long as you follow what they have. Put it in a Word document. That way you can just copy and paste from their portal all the way to your copy and paste for your Word document, and then you can go through taking the packet. Everything is in there. They can also give you the case number right away. Just follow the barcode. Everything's in the packet. Now, when it comes to your money, you can do a money order or a check. With ours, we do a money order because it's a guaranteed money. And we also have a tracking number when we went to the USCIS. That way we know that the papers are really submitted on time. Then count 4 to 8 weeks right after your submission, or even 3 months before it will pop up or come out in the portal with your case number. Now, what would be the evidences? Just like what I mentioned to you, find evidences that are relating to hardships on emotional hardship, career hardship, financial hardship, medical hardship, psychological, anything that you can think of that is unique to your case. Now, with your Form I-612, it's the same thing. You have whatever it takes. If the DS-35 has an evidence, the same thing with the Form I-612. The only difference is the amount and the addresses you have to submit. When it comes to the Form I-612, you have to have $1,100 for that, and you have to go through USCIS.gov. Everything is in there. If you need some ideas for the templates, we have available templates that you can follow. Again, these are for educational purposes only. You can follow how we come up with the templates. These are our story that we are opening up to you. That way you have a guide through POWELLFULCOUPLEJOURNEY.com. Just use our name, Powerful Couple Journey, and then put .com. You will find free templates. At the same time, the J1 waiver bundle, which has all of the ideas from the very beginning. How can you formulate your ideas? How can you start? What are the videos to watch? What are the ideas to have? What are the forms? What are the things to do? Everything's laid out there. The only thing you have to do is think, think, think. What would be the unique scenario? What would be the unique case for you? Every case is unique. It's a love story. Again, a waiver is a love story. How can you convince your case handler about your case? Now, let us formulate this. I have prepared the whole entire thing. Remember the DS-3035, Form I-612. Once these are approved for, let's just say, I believe 18 to 20 months is a waiting game. Once these are approved, then you can file for your Form I-130. Or, well, these are already filed within the 6 months mark in your fourth year, then file for your Form I-130. Why? It will take 12 to 16 months before this will be approved. And this has nothing to do with your two forms to submit. These are for the waivers. Then have your Form I-130A. This is for free. Form I-864. Your Form I-485, once your waiver is approved, this is adjustment of status from a non-immigrant to wanting to become a legal permanent resident here in the United States of America. Then your Form I-693, which is your medical record, your Form I-765, which is your employment authorization document. Then you could also have your Form I-131, which is the travel document, which is not really necessary. It really depends on if you want to travel while you are having all your forms submitted. The advisory opinion is free. It is a way for you to know if you are really subject or not. I just did this for kicks and giggles. That way I can also have some proof that I am really subject to the 212 rule, helping me to have a fighting spirit about my case and to win that one. So remember, this is your story. This is your love story. You are getting a benefit, which is the waiver. So think if you can do this. There are a lot of J1 teachers that got denied on their AOS or adjustment of status because they have not yet been able to get their approved waiver. So please do this properly. If you think that you got married to your US citizen spouse, it is not a guarantee for you to stay here in the US, especially if you still have the 2 year rule, the 2 year home residency requirement. Are there any other things aside from hardship waiver? Yes, there is. There is an IGA or interested government agency. There's also asylum if you wanted to file, but it is very, very tricky right now. If they caught you being, getting a fraud, then they might be able to kick you out of the country and you might not see or step in the land of the free and home of the brave. So it's really up to you to know this one. Also, you can file if you have a US citizen child who has severe to mild medical condition. You can use that one as a grounds for your waiver. There's no guarantee, I believe, but if you have a fighting spirit and you know that you have the means to pay, then go for it. What else? If you have an O1 visa, look at that one. There's also another other visas that you can have, but it is very tricky. I would just like to mention some people are wanting to file for their EB2 NIW. That is another pathway for you for your green card. But if the visa bulletin is not current, even though you got approved on that one, you still have to fulfill the 2 year rule if you cannot get a waiver. So think a lot of ways to get this one, but remember, it's really up to you to do this. First things first, you came here in the US not to become a legal permanent resident, but to help, to have a cultural exchange, and to be able to save and pay all our debts in the Philippines. We do not want to become hypocrites, right? When we came here in the US, we have a lot of baggage, one of which are loans in our home country just to get here. So, in order for you to get out of your loans, 1 to 2 years, invest and pay off your debts. On your third year, then think of ways for you to extend your stay here if you want, especially if you're single. Have a good way, have a good path. If you're in your fourth and fifth year, then invest and save. And if you wanted to stay here in the US, good. If not, then go jump to another country, right? There is country in Japan, New Zealand, Canada, um, even China. What else? Taiwan, Singapore. They're looking for teachers. Every Filipinos have their own characters and very resilient with everything. We would say no, especially um, if we think that it is not good for us, but we will always say yes for opportunities that we know will help us and our family. So please, when it comes to a J1 teacher seeking for a waiver, one of the things that you can do is submitting a J1 waiver through your US citizen spouse. For those who got married, congratulations. That is your pathway to get your waiver. But please make sure you know the strategies. If you wanted to reach out to me or talk to me, I can share my ideas to you. It is not easy to do a waiver out of this time, but all the details. It's the same thing. Remember, there are already a lot of resources in the internet. All you need to do is to decipher which one would help you and which one would create something meaningful to you that could withstand all odds. For them, your case handler, to say, yes, I'm going to give a favorable recommendation to your DS 3035, and yes, I'm going to give an approval for your Form I-612, your waiver. So please follow for more ideas. Give us a like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Powerful Couple Journey. That way we can share more and we can really become like a beacon of light for those that are really seeking for a waiver through do-it-yourself process. This is Emery. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna say Roboot, thank you for being here. Chris, thank you for being here. Robot, you are so into the messaging. I am so happy that you're here. Habib Awan, thank you. Thank you for all that are here. I'm going to make sure to give you more updates about the J1 waiver process and just uplifting everybody's spirit because we are here to help. And our purpose here in earth is really to spread love and be able to become positive in life, especially that we know that the Lord Jesus Christ is there for us to support and to guide. Thank you. God bless and have a great day.